Hello and welcome back to the Canaries Chat channel. Slightly different video today around the possible transfers or the transfers that we could make in every single position on the pitch. With Liam Manning soon to be announced in the Norwich City merger, we're just waiting for the official confirmation. Thought it'd be quite interesting to see what players are out there that we could go for. Obviously, some positions we're already stronger in than others, but I thought we could have a look what's out there, see where we could strengthen, and see the potential options out there. So let's get straight into it. The first position is obviously goalkeeper. At the moment, as it stands, we've got George Long and we've got Reyes. I imagine George Long will be on his way out, and Reyes will probably be the number 2 that we'll be looking to go ahead with this season. So we do need a number 1, and for that number 1 position, I've gone with Carl Rushworth. So he was a loan to Hull. Didn't play many games. He did a whole season at Swansea last year. Did very well in that loan stint. His parent club is Brighton. He is only 23. They've got his market value around 2.5 million. He would definitely cost more than that, I think, to get his services. But if we've let Angus go, I think we've probably got to drop 5 to 7 million probably on a first team goalie, in my opinion, because goalkeepers can really be the ones that make a huge difference. Like James Trafford, for example, I think his goals prevented was around 12 this season, whereas our goalkeepers were well below that. So they can make a real difference, and that is a position I would be prioritising going forwards. Next, we have our right back position. So to be honest, this is one of our stronger positions, or one of the positions that the likelihood of us recruiting are very slim, as we've already got Fisher and we've also got Stacey. Went with a little bit of a curveball one, so Max Johnston from Sturm Graz in Austria. I believe we were linked with him last year. He's had a relatively successful stint in Austria. Let's have a look. 24 appearances with his 5 assists. As I said, we were previously linked with him. He's only 21. Could be a good pickup. As I said, not really expecting us to buy a right back, but if we were, Johnston would be the right back that I'd be looking at in this instance, just again wants to add to that dynamic of young players. I think at that right back or left back, like we've got Mahovo, for example, he would be the player that I would be going for. Next is centre back. So we've got 2 centre backs here. Obviously, we've currently got Cordoba, Duffy. You've got McConville. Doyle's obviously gone. Brad Hills, who'll be coming back into the fold. I think realistically there's a potential of Duffy leaving. So if Duffy does go, it would leave McConville, Cordoba, Hills. I personally think we'd need some championship experience in there, players that we're not maybe having to wait to develop, where they're already playing the championship. They've proven they can play well there. So the 2 players that I've actually gone for are Harry Darling, Swansea. I believe he's a free agent now. He's played a very solid amount of games, one of the strongest defenders Swansea had. I think that'd be a shoe-in personally. I think he is a free agent, I think his contract is up and there wasn't like an extension in there. The second one would be Kieran Brown of Oxford. Once again, I believe he's a free agent. From what I could find, his contract expires at the end of June and no extension has been triggered. A lot of Oxford fans are saying that he is their best defender. He put his head in the way of absolutely anything, and has been one of their key players and one of the reasons why they've stayed up. I think both of those would be great additions personally. I think I'm happy with Hills hopefully getting more game time. Same with McConville. I think we need someone to pair with Cordoba because I do think Duffy will go. So if we can get that championship experience back in and replace the champion experience that we've had with Duffy, I think one of those 2 would be a great purchase, personally speaking. And if they're both free agents, won't obviously cost anything, and we can throw a bit more money at their wages to convince them to come to Norwich. But yeah, they'd be the 2 that I'd be going after this time around. We then go on to left back. Again, I think it's very similar to right back. That we've got Mahova and we've got Crescene. The only difference is with our right backs, they've both nearly always been fit. The only reason why they haven't played is suspension, whereas our left backs completely different, opposite. That both of them struggle for fitness at the moment. I mean, we were playing with McLean sometimes left back this year with kind of countless Doyle stepping in and things like that. We potentially need that cover, but Norwich have come out and said that left back isn't the position they're looking to strengthen. The reason being is I've put Harry Toffolo, so the 30-year-old free agent now from Nottingham Forest, obviously used to play for Norwich. I've put him in because it just seemed like the obvious choice as we were linked with him. But we've already come out and said left back isn't what we're going to be looking to kind of the market we're going to be going into. So don't need to worry about that. But if it was, I think Harry Toffolo is a shoe-in there. We've then got our midfielders. I've kind of gone with a 4-3-3 formation as that's the one that we played the most this year. First midfielder is going to be Jason Knight from Bristol, the Irishman international as well. Thrived under Manning. I think he's around kind of that. He's valued at around about £5 million, but he definitely costs more than that to take him away from Bristol, in my opinion. Very influential player for them. As I said, done very well under Manning. Centre midfielders, I think we're obviously going to get right. We've then got McLean. I think Nunes probably goes. But yeah, I think Knight would personally be one of my go-tos if we were going to look to put money into centre midfielders. We've then I've gone with Lewis Bate from Stockport. He's 22. He is League One team of the season. Centre midfielder who can also play centre defensive midfielder as well. He's got a very good reading of the game. He moves the ball quickly. I believe he used to be at Chelsea as well before they sold him for £1 million or around about that £1 million mark, I think. So yeah, I think we've got to go into different markets. If he's proven himself in League One, there's no reason why he can't do a job in the Championship. Relatively low risk. Stockport aren't going up now, obviously, as well, so there could be an opportunity to pick him up relatively cheaper than what he would have been if he had gotten promoted. So that would be another central midfielder. And then the other one that I've gone with is Matthias Franke from Crystal Palace. A little bit more of a curveball one because he's not played loads for Palace. He needs a loan move, in my opinion. He's a flair player. He's not getting that chance to break through. They've obviously got a lot of attacking prowess at the moment at Palace. You've got Eze, Sarr. Obviously, you've got Mateta and Ketia up top as well. It's going to be difficult for him to break through. I think he needs a loan personally. So potential punt there to bolster our attacking, because I think we're going to be short on attackers. I think Sarge is going, Science is going. Realistically, we need to add a different kind of aspect to our game. We don't have loads of flair players. Probably the most recognisable one was Science, and he's going to be going, and even he went a bit off the ball last year. So personally, I think there could be a little bit of a potential loan move there, but we'll wait and see on that one. And then we've got our three strikers. So, well, three attacking players, should I say. So we've got Lewis Dobbin for me. Can play on the left and the right. I think this is a pretty obvious one. He did well for Norwich. I think we'll probably get him on a loan again. He was valued. Well, he's valued roughly at about 2-3 million, but they bought him for 10. I personally just think it's a no-brainer. He did well for us. If we can pick him up on the cheap, even better. If we can get a loan for him, then I'll certainly take that. Obviously, a little bit worried about his injury, how that'll hold him back. Hoping it won't take too much of an effect on him. But I think if it's there, I think we'll do it anyway. There was talks that he was more of a Thorpe signing rather than a Napa signing. But I'd like to think that they both had a roughly equal say, and with how he did when Sainz was suspended, I'd have to go for him. The other winger we've gone is Poku, so he is Peterborough / free agent. He got 12 goals, 8 assists last year. Does look like he's going to Birmingham, but if we could throw some money his way, I think there was talks that are going to offer him 30 or 35. So even then, I think we'd be pushing it. But once again, because he's a free agent and we're not worrying about a actual physical fee up front, it could be worth a punt. I definitely think, as I said, with us losing attacking players, we need to replace that flair. We do have players that will be maturing into that role, Tau, Force, and players like that. But I do think Poku's obviously had the experience. He's still only young himself. I think he's 23. I think he is. So he still is only young himself, but he's got that lower league experience, so he could probably take that step up into the Championship easier than what Tau and Forson have had to do, where they're coming from abroad and then having to settle in to the English leagues completely. As I said, Birmingham are clear favourites, but if we could somehow wangle a deal there, I'd be all over that as well. And then finally, this one's a bit more audacious, the striker. I've gone with Tommy Conway. 13 goals, 1 assist for Borough this year. We're going to lose Sarge. That's just facts. We need to replace those goals somewhere. He'd probably cost in excess of probably 12 million realistically. I think if we're getting 20 million for Sarge, he's probably in that 12 to 15 million. I think 20 million is not unreasonable for Josh Sargent with how many goals he scores, and I think he's going to have Premier League suitors after him, so hopefully that will drive the price up. But probably not a realistic target, and we'll probably go for a bit more of an unknown. But to support Cernat in that striker role, or Cernat on the right and then a new striker, I think Tommy Conway would be a very good addition for that. Again, I appreciate realistically probably not going to happen, but there's a small chance that we could get him, especially if we get rid of Sarge and we've got a bit of money in the bank. You've got to think Sarge go in, Rowe money, Science go in. We're probably talking we're getting 50 million in, and the Anastasios have said they're willing to back us this summer, so we could have 40 odd million to spend potentially in the Championship. So going after a number 9 that will score goals will be incredibly important to that. So they're the 11 players in the 4-3-3 formation that I would be going after. If you agree, leave a comment down below. If you don't agree, also leave a comment down below. Who would you go for? Who would be your number, like 1 to 3? Who would be your top 3 signings that you'd be after? And then also make sure you leave a like and subscribe as well. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers kind of nearly before the season starts. So if we can do that, that'd be a huge help. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.